Hi, Shane. It's been about 6 months since we last spoke. The first thing I'd like you to do is just introduce yourself and remind us why today is a slightly special day for you.
Yeah, I'm Shane Leonage. I'm a performance data scientist, and I get to work on the teams of a number of players. But today, two of the players that we've been working with for a number of years, actually, Ons Jabeur and Arina Zabalenka, they're playing off in a semi-final at Wimbledon today.
And how do you deal with that, Shane? So normally, of course, you'd be giving them data on each other and themselves, etc., etc. But of course, with Sabalenka playing Jabeur today, what is the philosophy that you provide them with, if you like, Shane?
Yeah, look, I mean, in terms of the analysis and the reports, that stays very much the same. So both teams will get access to data on each other, video of each other, and recommendations on how to play the match. We have a conflict management process where when two of our clients play, they actually have a choice whether to use two different analysts on my team. So my company, Data Driven Sports Analytics, we've got a number of analysts that do the work. They've both chosen to stick with me as part of the analysis, but at the end of the match, they're allowed to see the report that the other side gets. So they've played a number of times. So this is, I guess, another instance of when they're playing against each other. It's not easy, but I think we've dealt with it really well, and both teams actually get along really well. So they understand the situation.
Shane, is there something that you would withhold, though, specifically from each player that normally, under a normal circumstance, you would give them?
Not really. I think the analysis we try and still give absolutely everything available to them as if it was another match. The one caveat is if there was particular match video or data that we could only get as part of our credential with one of the teams or through the login of one of the teams, which wasn't publicly available, then we exclude that data because we feel like that was a confidential access to data for a specific purpose only. But if the data is available publicly or we're able to get it through other sources, then we provide that data to both teams.
Got it. Let's switch to the first semi-final, which is between Svitolina and Vondrousova. How do you see that one panning out, and where will it be won and lost, do you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting semi-final. Both obviously very capable players. I think very capable, but still, it would. I think most people would say it is a surprise semi-final. But if you've watched, the rounds, they're both, definitely earned their way in there. Where I think it'd be won and lost, it's a tricky one. So Svitolina from the baseline has been able to outlast everyone, including Iga the other day. So
Yeah.
I think for Vondrousova, it's going to be really important for her to maximize the damage early in the rally because she doesn't want to be drawn into really long, lengthy rallies with Svitolina, who's showed she can match it with anyone, once the rallies are over 5-6 shots in length.
I guess, Shane, because you know you're going to have a finalist, you will be a bit keener than normal to keep an eye on that other semi-final, and I guess you'll be preparing, data for the final as a result.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely, we've already all their matches up until this point for both of those players. We've run through our tracking system. We've got the relevant data. It's just going to be adding the semi-final data to it. But we obviously have two very different players in Ons and Arena. So tactically, whoever wins, it'll be a different style of match required to win. Again, yes, we've done a lot of the work, but I think a lot of the work will have to depend on whoever wins out of Ons and Arena, and then we use the data specific to their game to try and come up with a winning plan for the final.
When you know this situation, for example, and you know you're going to be playing X player in the next, or you know you're going to be playing one of two players in the next round, do you secretly inside you cheer on a certain player because you think the matchup would work better for your player, or are you a neutral observer still?
Yeah, actually, you do. You naturally you have a feeling or a gut feeling, or the data that you've looked at says particular matchup is better. So naturally, yes, that there's probably a preference. I'm not going to say who, but
Sure.
but having said that, I've also been brought out where I've wanted a particular player to win, and they've ended up winning, and they've ended up defeating the player I was working with. So I also know each match is different. You've got to prepare for that opponent on that day, factoring in specific things like the weather on the day, the surface. All of those things are variables on the day. So yeah.
Shane, wonderful to have you on board again, and I'm sure we'll be speaking again soon. Thanks very much, and try to enjoy the day.
I will. Thanks. See you later.
Thanks, bye. Bye-bye.